Dialysis seniors, this is something you don't want to miss. The government is about to send out another $1,200 stimulus check, and if you have been struggling with rising costs or just need that extra financial boost, this could be the lifeline you've been waiting for. But here's the catch: not everyone will automatically get it. Are you one of the lucky seniors who will qualify? And if you are, do you know exactly what steps you need to take to ensure that check ends up in your hands? Now, I know what you're thinking. Another stimulus check? Isn't it just for a certain group of people? The truth is, this round could impact more seniors than you think, and that's exactly why it's so important to pay attention to the details I'm about to share. Whether you're living on a fixed income, have mounting medical bills, or are just looking for some extra breathing room, this check is a big deal. But with all the changes happening, you need to act fast to avoid missing out. Here's the thing: there are specific qualifications that determine who gets the check and who doesn't. And the best part? You may not even know about some of the hidden qualifications that could work in your favor. This is your chance to secure that $1,200, but you have to know how to claim it. What if I told you that there's an easy way to check if you qualify right now? And I'm going to show you exactly how. So, if you're ready to find out how this new stimulus check can help you, stick around. I'll be walking you through everything, step by step, so that you're not left wondering where your money is. It's time to get informed, take action, and make sure you're not missing out on your $1,200. Before we dive in, do me a favor: hit that like button if you want more updates like this. It helps me bring you the latest and most important news, and it keeps you in the loop. Let's get started. Dialysis, now that you're still with me, let's dive into exactly what's going on with these $1,200 stimulus checks and why it matters to you. The first thing I want to clear up is that this is not just another government handout. This stimulus check is a critical lifeline for many seniors who have faced a rise in living costs, healthcare expenses, and other challenges that come with aging. The cost of essentials like food, medications, and utilities has steadily climbed, and for those on a fixed income, this money could make a huge difference. So, what's different about this round of stimulus payments? Well, the main thing that sets it apart is that a broader group of seniors might qualify, especially those who were previously excluded from past payments. But before we get into who qualifies, let's talk about the timeline because, honestly, timing is everything here. This check is coming soon, and if you haven't been paying attention, you could miss your window. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. The first payment date is expected to fall around the middle of the month, and if you're on a fixed income or living on Social Security, this could be the exact timing you've been waiting for. But here's the catch: there are several eligibility criteria you must meet, and missing out on even one could prevent you from getting your check. Now, you might be thinking, I've been getting Social Security for years, why would I miss out? Well, it's not just about how long you've been receiving benefits. Income limits and other factors are in play this time around, and they could mean the difference between getting that $1,200 or sitting on the sidelines. For instance, if you're still working or if you've received a substantial income from other sources, your eligibility might be impacted. The good news is that even if you have a little extra income, you could still qualify, but you need to check your specific situation. If you're not sure if you qualify, there's an easy way to find out. The government has created a portal where you can input your information and get an instant update on your eligibility. But don't wait for this to happen on its own. Take control and check the status now. After all, it's your money, and you deserve to have a piece of it, especially with everything going on right now. But wait, there's more. For some seniors, the amount of the stimulus check might be higher than expected. The $1,200 amount isn't set in stone for everyone. Depending on your specific situation, like if you're married or if you have dependents, the amount could increase. Imagine being eligible for a little extra money and not realizing it because you didn't know the details. This is exactly why staying informed is key. Now, if you're wondering whether the government is just throwing out money for everyone, I'm here to tell you that's not the case. There are still some significant requirements that you must meet to get this check, and it's important to understand them. For example, if your income exceeds certain thresholds, you could lose out on the payment entirely. If you're married, this might complicate things a bit more, so let's break down exactly how this works. If you're married and filing jointly, the income limits for eligibility will be higher than for individual filers, but that doesn't mean it's a free pass. It's important to understand the thresholds for both single and married seniors, as exceeding them could push you out of the eligibility zone. Let's say you and your spouse have both been receiving Social Security, but one of you has a side job or some investment income. You may have both been receiving checks in the past, but this time, because of that extra income, you could fall just outside the eligibility range. This is why checking the updated guidelines is so important, because what worked in the past might not work this time around. Here's another crucial point. If you're already on Social Security, the process of receiving your stimulus check will likely be a bit easier than if you're not. Social Security recipients will automatically be considered for the stimulus payment, and you won't need to apply. However, if you're not a recipient of Social Security benefits and don't typically file taxes, you'll need to take action and apply. There's a simple way to do this, and I'll walk you through it in just a moment. One thing that I want to stress, especially for seniors who may not be as tech-savvy, is that the application process is much easier than you think. If you don't file taxes, the government has set up a streamlined application process that's specifically designed for seniors like you. You don't have to worry about complicated forms or endless questions. Just follow the prompts, and the system will guide you through. Once you've submitted your information, you can sit back and wait for your check to arrive. And trust me, it will be worth it when that $1,200 lands in your bank account or comes in the mail. So now, let's talk about what happens when the check actually arrives. First, there's the option of direct deposit, which is always the fastest and most secure way to receive your payment. If you've already set up direct deposit for your Social Security or other government benefits, then you're ahead of the game. The funds should land in your account right on time, without any delays. But if you're still receiving paper checks, you might have to wait a bit longer. And the truth is, with the Postal Service delays we've seen recently, it's better to set up direct deposit if you can. If you're wondering what to do with that extra $1,200, I've got a few ideas. Some of you might be thinking about paying off bills or catching up on overdue medical expenses, which is totally understandable. Others might be considering using it for a rainy day fund or putting it toward healthcare costs that seem to never go away. Whatever you decide to do, the important thing is that you're taking control of your finances and making smart decisions with the money you've been given. Let's talk about a few more things you need to know. There are other hidden benefits in this stimulus check that you may not even be aware of. For example, if you're behind on utilities or have unpaid bills, some states and cities are offering programs to help you catch up using that stimulus payment. So, if you haven't looked into local programs, now's a great time to start. The government has been rolling out relief to help people who are struggling, especially seniors, so don't miss out on these opportunities. In the midst of all this, the key to everything is staying informed. Keep checking back for updates on the stimulus check and how it might impact your finances. Make sure that you've filled out all the necessary paperwork and don't let the opportunity slip away. I also want to mention that this might not be the last stimulus check you'll see. We've seen multiple rounds of relief payments in the past, and there could be more on the horizon. Staying up to date on government programs could benefit you down the line, and you won't want to miss out when the next one comes. So, what can you do now? First, make sure you know your eligibility status. If you're not sure, check the online portal or reach out to Social Security. Don't wait for the deadline to come and go, be proactive. And as always, keep an eye on your bank account or mailbox for that much-needed payment to arrive. Lastly, before I wrap things up, I want to say thank you for staying with me through all this information. I know it's a lot to take in, but I hope you feel a little more confident about what's coming in May and how to ensure that you get your $1,200. This is your money, and you deserve to have it. So, if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. It lets me know that I'm bringing you the kind of content you need to stay informed. And subscribe to the channel for more updates like this, because when it comes to Social Security, stimulus checks, and other important financial matters, you deserve to have all the info at your fingertips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.